These are all kind of the same thickness, but I'm gonna run them through my planer just to get them to the rough size before I start making the frames.
From there, I got one straight side on the jointer and then ripped them all to the same width on the table saw.
Now that I have the width that I want for each of my frame pieces, I'm going to go ahead and cut a rabbet in the edge of all of them so I don't have any trouble with too small pieces. I don't want to cut them to size yet before I put the rabbet in the back that will accept the glass and the picture. I set up a stop block to match my template that I made so that every time I would make a repeatable cut and I wouldn't have to measure. I've done this in the past where you measure and it seems like your corners never quite come out right. I'm using my 45-degree miter sled for this because I know that this is a perfect 90. So I made all of the first cuts on this side and the second cut on this side so that I know that they always equal 90.
Here's something I learned from my little brother when he was a trim carpenter. If you have a nail that shoots out of the side, grab it with some diagonal cutters on the tip and move it back and forth a few times. It will eventually snap off, and if you have some pressure on it when it does this, it will be unnoticeable. That sure beats having to pull the nail all of the way out and messing up your piece. I added a few coats of spray lacquer, sanding in between with 320 grit sandpaper. Next, it was time to work on the insides of the frames. I started with the glass. I have never cut glass with a tool like this before, and I thought that it would not be that difficult. Boy, was I wrong. That proved to be very far from reality. And just when I thought I had it down, I messed it up again.
Yes!
I learned that I needed to press down much harder than I originally thought. Then it would actually score well. You can use your hands to snap the parts, or you can put the score line on top of a dowel or on the side of your workbench. Both of these methods seem to work well for me. I bought some mats for these frames since I was making 6 that were the same size. I plan to cut down my own mats at some point in the future though.
So as it turns out, my rabbet right here is really not deep enough, and I didn't have much material to work with, which is why I didn't go any deeper. But by the time you stack the glass and the mat in there, there's not much room at all. And that's why I keep breaking them, because when I go to secure them, I've tried multiple methods. Tried using these little bitty brad nails, putting them in the side and then kind of bending them down, but that puts pressure on the side of the glass, which has no strength. And it ends up cracking just like this that you see here. It just cracks right across, and then I have to start over. And I've started over so many times that you can probably see there, it's just become quite frustrating.
I ended up just making these little wooden brackets to secure the contents of the frame. A hint I saw somewhere is to use your needle nose pliers to hold the tiny nails while you hammer them in. I like how these turned out. I like the depth that the 2 layers gives the frame. It just kind of gives it a 3D effect. Much of what is in my youngest son's room is built from pallet wood. If you want to see some of those videos, I'll put links to them on the screen. Also, if you're not already, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Help me grow my channel by sharing this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.